Interest of time, we should start. If everyone can take a seat. All right, shukran. So, we're going to play Jeopardy. So we have, girls versus guys just to make it interesting. Medical Jeopardy, Chip, and when I say medical, I'm using the word very loosely, okay? Some of it's medical, some of it is radiology, which some of you might consider loosely using the word medical as well. So, but this was the only way I could get radiology into this conference. So I had to do it, all right? So thank you for staying till the end, Hyamna. The way it will work is we'll have buzzers, Chip, with the girls, women, and men. Whoever buzzes in, if neither team gets the answer, which it looks like is going to happen a lot, then we will push it to the audience. And in the audience, it's just going to be a free-for-all. Whoever I hear first, if it's a guy, the guys get the point. If it's a woman, the women get a point. That'll happen after both teams have tried and missed. Okay? All right. Okay. So here, everyone can see the screen. Can we get it on both screens by any chance? All right. So here's the categories today. So we have fictional diseases. We have COVID imaging. We have women in science and medicine. Yeah, I mean, I had to throw them the bone, So, they don't even know. Look, they're not even paying attention. Cranial nerves, all right? They're planning strategy. They don't have no clue. Fictional TV doctors and crazy COVID cures. Now, with this category, mind you, it's a long paragraph. You have to wait for me to finish. Okay? Do not get hyper excited. All right. So women first. Yeah, ladies first. In the mic, please. In the mic. See,
fictional diseases.
They can't even decide on a
fictional
category.
Diseases, 500. Let's go.
Fictional disease. Now you understand that it gets harder as you go down, right? That's the way this works. Okay, all right. I didn't know if they understood the rules. Fictional diseases for 500. Disease which covers the Hogwarts students in purple pustules and steals their ability to speak. It has an obscure ritual for curing. Say it again. Can you say it in there?
What is petrification?
Sorry. Do the guys want to take a chance? Yeah. So is that somebody going to keep score? We need a scorekeeper. Yeah. Okay. Ali Bhai, keep score, please. Minus 500 for the women. You don't want to even try? You sure? Okay. Anyone in the audience? Wait. So if you start yelling things, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Nope. Anything else? Yeah, but so there's a 5-second time limit. That doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah, but 30 minutes later doesn't count. All right, you got to say it in a time frame. Chalo, men, guys, you buzzed, but you got it massively wrong.
Fictional diseases, 100.
Disease Seinfeld made up when he got caught urinating in a public garage.
Public urea.
So what wouldn't have mattered. Anyone else? Guys? I mean, you can't win by not attempting at all. Like that's not gonna work. You gotta attempt. Anyone in the audience, real quick? Yes, you got it. Who was that? It's 100 for the men. All right, next category.
200. Fictional disease 200.
Disease which began as a virus to cure Alzheimer's but ended up turning humans into voiceless and animalistic, the kind that enjoy bananas. This is fictional. Come on. Okay, audience? Yeah, that's the movie, but what's the name of the flu? See what I said? The audience is going to get a lot of opportunities here. Okay, so all right, guys. Huh? 300? What do you want?
All right, fictional disease is 300.
Always in the mic, please. Disease which hardens and fissures human flesh to resemble scales. The only ever person cured was in Westeros history was Jorah of Mormont.
Right here.
What is grayscale?
Boom. Yeah. That's 300 for the men.
Only one.
240.
Well, why would you help them? But yes, if you answer wrong, yes. Yeah, it's not like a free guess. No, don't. Disease which caused an outbreak, which resulted in hemorrhagic necrosis similar to Ebola. Don't you guys watch movies? Oh my God. Audience? Is that the comedian heckling? Who? No, nobody? All right. What is Motaba? All right. I'm old. I'm very old.
Okay. Cranial nerves 100.
All right. Cranial nerve visualized by ophthalmologic exam. I didn't finish the question. Sorry. Minus 100 for the women. Minus 100 for the women. I still didn't finish the question. Minus 100 for the men. Minus 100 for the men. Cranial nerve visualized by ophthalmologic exam and sometimes affected by MS. Wrong. Minus one, another 100 for the women.
6.
What is cranial nerve 6? Wrong. 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 She said optic neuritis. You said optic nerve. But you said optic neuritis. Okay, we'll give it to the women. Give it to the women. Huh? She said it. I'll give it to the women. She said it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, women, choose. No, I believe you. I believe you. Chalo, sorry.
Oh, one. Wait. Oh, sorry. I know why I did that. Cranial nerves, 500.
500.
Yes.
Cranial nerve traversing a small canal at the skull base to supply motor innervation to all the intrinsic and extrinsic muscles of the tongue except one.
What is the hypoglossal nerve? Cranial nerve. What is cranial nerve 12?
That's a 500 for the men. Okay, guys.
Cranial nerves for 400.
This duo traverses the internal auditory canal from the CP angle to the cistern. Dysfunction can lead to disequilibrium, Bell's palsy, growth of a schwanna, and other conditions.
What is cranial nerve 7?
Huh?
No.
7.
Yes, I'll give it to you. Even though you didn't say it in the form of a question, I will give it to you this time. But next time I will not. Oh, she said what is, and then you said, but it wasn't. Yeah, okay. That was 400. Okay, choose women.
Okay. Let's do women in science 500.
Sorry.
Women in science 500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just going for the goal. Just going for it all. She's not messing around. Now infamous, the founder of Theranos. She ran this company from a $10 billion valuation to the ground. She's now
Oh, shoot. I can't finish the question.
Samastanati Puru Tawado Kai Zaban Mako. She's now under house arrest.
Who is Elizabeth Holmes?
Yes, correct. I'm sorry, we have to get technical. I can't play favors. Can't do it. Men, because I've...
All right, fictional TV doctors for 200.
On TV, this child prodigy graduated from Princeton at age 10 to become a surgeon.
Doogie Howser. What is Doogie Howser?
Okay. I mean, he's also, it's a person, place thing, it's okay. Good job. Okay, choose.
Women in Science 400.
400, women in science, okay. Anthropologist who spent her life with primates, not men, and studied their behaviors up close and personally.
Who is Jane Goodall?
Correct. All right, guys, that was, guys got it for 400 there. Go ahead, next.
Okay. Fictional TV doctors for 100.
This funny man, OBGYN, was a real great father on TV, but not such a good person in real life.
Dr. Huxtable. Who is Dr. Huxtable?
I can only give this to you so many times. Like, I like you, but yes, correct. Correct. Mubarak, Mubarak, Mubarak. All right, go ahead.
Let's do COVID imaging for 500.
COVID imaging for 5. Again, it's the hardest one. All right, 45-year-old ICU patient on mechanical ventilation. I mean, this is hard. If anyone can get this, it's not easy. I mean, these are MRI images, and you have to interpret them. That's your hint. So on the left, we have diffusion imaging that shows restricted diffusion. What? No. And on the right, we have gradient echo imaging, which shows tiny microhemorrhages. No. So what this is very interesting. This is, no. I am about to give the answer, because no one's getting. These are demyelinating plaques, demyelination associated with COVID, and microhemorrhages associated with hypercoagulability resulting from COVID infection. I'm trying to gain a greater appreciation and respect for radiology, okay? This is what this is about. Oh, no more gifts here. Yes, that too. Go ahead. Whose turn was it? Who was choosing? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so let's do COVID imaging for 100.
Yeah, that's right. That's where Have samjhi gaya. 52-year-old hypoxia and tachycardia. Bairao.
What is PE?
Very good. Specifically, it's a saddle embolus. It was a saddle embolus. That was for 100, that's why they got it. All right, go ahead. Who got that? Yeah, go ahead. No, don't.
I don't know why I do that.
I'm resetting it and you keep pushing it.
Crazy COVID cures.
Switch
Yes.
it?
Crazy COVID cures 200.
Okay, so this is long, so let me read it, okay? All right, this president of this African nation, Andre Rajoelina, launched and promoted COVID organics, herbal tea based on Artemisia plant and developed in countries in their Institute of Applied Research. It claimed to be a miracle cure and it's been exported to other African countries. 2.
What is Madagascar?
Correct. Well, you don't know any islands. You didn't even know one. You can't mess with them for they got it right. All right, go ahead, guys.
Let's do cranial nerves for 200.
Okay. Largest of the cranial nerves, it traverses Meckel's cave, the cavernous sinus, and exits and innervates the face in 3 distinct distributions with sensory and motor function.
What is cranial nerve?
You got about 12.
Cranial nerve 5.
The 1 in 12 chance.
Cranial nerve 5.
Good job. That was 200. Go ahead, ladies. Pick a category.
So we'll do let's do women in science 300.
Women in science for 3. Polish physicist who discovered radium and changed our understanding of radioactivity.
Who is Marie Curie?
Isn't it ours? It was ours.
You picked the category, but you didn't get. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, why'd you answer? Nobody, whoever's is green. It's pretty far into the game to be understanding these things. Back to the basics. That was for Kitla Notu. Women got that, yeah. Go ahead, guys. Well, ladies.
Crazy COVID cures for 300.
300. Swami Chakrapani in this country claimed that drinking cow urine and applying cow dung to the body could cure COVID, and he said only cows from his nation could be used. And this other MP promoted cow dung and urine, and then they hosted a cow urine drinking party attended in the capital by 200 people.
What is India?
Yes, unfortunately. I mean, are you hitting it? You have to hit it for it to work. See, it works. Anyway, it's like a one-man team over here. Are you guys even, I understand you're a dentist. Okay, I get it. That's fine. Okay, but the rest of you. Just kidding, Ali. That was 3. Okay, chalo, kono turn cha. Go ahead.
Fictional TV doctors 300.
Okay. This nephrologist ID physician's brilliance was overshadowed by his caustic bedside manners, but he saved lives.
House. Who is Dr. House?
That was 3 for the men. That's the 4th time you've made that mistake. 4th. In one game. Go ahead, guys.
Crazy COVID. You want to do that one? Okay, we'll do crazy COVID cures for 100.
100. The president of this country and his buddy Mike Lindell participated in a July meeting at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue regarding the use of Olidron as a treatment of coronavirus, and he acquired a financial stake in this company which tried to find a profitable use, and it was actually toxic and lethal to humans.
What is the United States?
Yeah. 100. You got that bigly. Go ahead, guys.
Okay. Crazy COVID cures for 400.
400. Sap from this plant was claimed to serve as an antibiotic against corona and was used as an eye drop. And it was claimed that the coronavirus went from the skin and into the eyes. And this rumor was circulated in this East Asian archipelago country. Say it again.
What is Japan?
Sorry, -3 for the women. -4. Thank you. Man, come on.
What is Indonesia?
Sorry. Those good guesses. Good guesses. Good guesses. All right, who's choosing?
Ours.
Okay.
Crazy COVID cures
So
for 500.
-4 for both.
Crazy COVID cures for 500.
Okay. This alternative anthroposonic, it's an occult medicine that it was used in hospitals in this Western European country, and it was notorious for forcing crazy remedies on sedated ICU patients, and included ginger paste, pellets, and they claimed that it had the dust of shooting stars. Western European country. There's not that many of those. Take a shot. Anyone in the audience? Not France, not Ireland, not Spain, Germany. Who said Germany? The guys got that. Guys got it. They said Germany. They were just guessing. I let them get. No one of the women were guessing. Yeah. That was 5. I mean, women got to speak up.
Cranial nerves for 300.
What is it? Cranial nerves 4? 3. Sorry. Okay. The only cranial nerve to exit posteriorly from the brainstem. This nerve has motor function to the superior oblique muscles of the orbit.
What is 4?
Do you know the name of the nerve?
A wait,
Yeah, say it. Say it.
Say what is trochlear?
Yes, good. Give her double points for that. I mean, you guys not even trying. It was 3. Give him 6. Because she knew trochlear. I mean, that's good. That's good. All right, go ahead.
What? Oh, let's do.
Was she the last? She was last minute pickup on this team. Last minute pickup, dude. Crazy. All right, go ahead. Choose a category, please.
Oh.
For how much? Okay. Nurse who founded the American Red Cross in 1881.
Who is Carla Barton?
Carla Barton? Sorry.
Clara Barton.
Why? You can't. Sorry. Any? You guys?
Stuttered.
You guys want to try? You guys want to try? You don't want to try? Okay.
Who is Clara Barton?
You can't try again. You just got it wrong. No, but you're out. You tried and you got it wrong.
Kara Burton? Who is Kara Burton?
Wow. You said Carla. You
I
said Carla.
later amended it to.
But after you
Clara.
did you say Carla first?
I don't remember.
At least you're honest. Sorry, both teams get minus on that. Who? 200. You guys chose? Go ahead.
Two fictional TV doctors for 400.
Okay. This neurosurgeon on Grey's Anatomy was affectionately known as Dr. McDreamy.
Who is Dr. Shepard?
I'm sad that you knew that. It's sad that you knew that. His eyes lit up. 400 for the men.
Fictional TV doctors for 500.
All right, so that's the daily double.
Ooh.
So, oh, shoot. Okay, go ahead. How much do you want to wager? How much do the men have? And how much do the women have? So, it's not a miscalculation. Come on, guys. How much you want to wager out of 2,300?
We're wagering 0.
0? Have some. Come on. Come on. You have to wager something. Come on. नहीं question पहला wager करवानू ना. Huh? Okay, 0. All right. But you're not going to, what's the point of the question? So then they can get, then we'll just, if you can't, 0. He said 0. No, it's your question. Yeah, it's your question. For clarity, I explained this game to them beforehand. It's not my fault. This plastic surgery from Nip Tuck love to ask their vein patients, tell me what you don't like about yourselves, and then it got crazy. This is hard. It's 500. You guys, anyone in the audience? That's embarrassing that you know that also. All right. So nobody got anything on that. All right, go ahead, choose.
COVID imaging for 200.
57-year-old with abdominal pain. Come on, somebody try. Come on, hit it. This is job security here. This is awesome, job security. Anyone in the audience? Yep.
Kidney
guys,
infarct. What is kidney
guys
infarct?
said it. Okay, I'll give it to you guys. Renal infarcts. Renal infarcts. Give it to the women. Give it to the women. They're way behind. How much? 200? 200. You can't win by getting only the 100s and 200s. You have to get some of the other ones. Okay, women in science for 100, right? Surgeon, anesthesiologist who developed neonatal test scoring system to assess newborn health.
Who is Abgar?
Correct. 100. Go ahead, choose.
'Imaging for 400.
25-year-old with anosmia.
What is Kalman syndrome?
What?
What is Kalman syndrome?
But that, Kalman's? I mean, that's a higher level. That's a higher level. That's a higher level. Yeah, it's right. No, it's, I just pushed the wrong button. She did. Wait, here, go. What did you say? No. You guys want to take a shot? Or you already saw it? Sorry, my apologies. Optic bulb neuritis. No, I don't think so. I didn't know what the heck she was talking about. What did I say? Yeah, I'm mane bhook lagi chhe, ekdam bhook lagi chhe. And I lost a lot of sweat. All right, last one. 12-year-old, seizures, right-sided hemiparesis, and dysarthria. Look at the arrows. So that's the circle of Willis. It's there.
Thrombosis?
No, sorry. MCA is correct, but it's not thrombosis. So you want to try or? So this isn't.
Is correct. Right. What is MCA? He said MCA hemorrhage, bleed.
Or
No,
aneurysm.
sorry.
Right,
So
aneurysm.
there's beating here. This is an arteritis, and it caused an infarction in the left basal ganglia and left MCH. Yeah, it is. That was 3. I mean, okay. So final Jeopardy. Okay. So. Final Jeopardy, how many points do the women have? And men? So it seems a little bit like an insurmountable difference here. So you guys can, you can do 800. You have to do a minimum of 1,000. Yeah, I mean give them a chance. You have to give minimum 1,000. I make the rules. Minimum of 1,000. What do you want to wager? No, you can't. Have some confidence in yourself. This is embarrassing. And but then Jammu bhi share. Come on, 1,000?
Okay.
300.
1,000 or more. 1,000 or more.
All right, do it all. 2,000.
Oh, okay, Joe, that's what I say. Okay. All right. So here's how it works. You just amongst yourselves so they can't hear you, and then you have one shot, right? And the problem is I need some. Can I have some paper and pen real quick? Yeah, you have to write it down. Sorry, I should have had this ready. No, you have to write it. So, kahin par lakhi do. Here, let me give them one piece, please. Shukran. Look. Okay, ready? Here we go. Tasbih of this ayat has shifa for which ailment, and from which surah is this ayat? وَجَعَلْنَا نَوْمَكُمْ سُبَاتًا. No, you guys just read it. Or actually here, okay. Lao. You're going to win because... But see, this is embarrassing because neither of you put it in the form of a question. I mean, it's like the one basic thing of this game. You have to. So you're both gonna get. You're gonna get 0, and you're gonna get 0. So it's gonna be a tie. Soch hai. Kहीं समझ नहीं पड़ती आ लोगों को. I think a 0-0 tie. It's unfortunate that we wasted so much of our time and not to have even a single. Thanks for participating, everybody. Shukran. Shukran. Next, Sujaman. बस हवे इंशाल्लाह अपने डिनर बाद नमाज आने पची डिनर dessert bhi has shayad. So I don't know what the exact schedule is. You want to? No. So game pachi, we have, you're going to go left from the ballroom towards the lobby, near the elevators, and then go downstairs, oh my God, around the corner.
So when you leave the ballroom, make a left, go towards the lobby. There is a set of stairs right by the elevators there. Go down those and go towards the ground. There's a tents over there. There'll be signs. Okay? And the same place we had lunch? No. And request is to take masalla tamara साथे तो शायद वाद नमाज पढ़ाई जाए वाह गार्डन में